On today's episode of Double Tap Fatigues and Slacks, you'll hear from Tyler and I talking about food. We used to be fit soldiers. Now we're not anymore. We love food. You're going to hear all about it. And guess what else? Guns, baby.
Wah, my favorite.
Tune in. Check it out. Here we go.
My fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country.
Hey, welcome back to Double Tap Fatigues to Slacks. We got a pretty awesome show for you today. But before we get started, Joss.
Joss?
Is that your name now?
That is my new name. My name is Josh.
Josh. Yeah, I gotta stop doing all this dip. It's starting to give me a lisp.
That's what they call it nowadays.
Listen, it's down here, not up here. Jeez. So yeah, man, shot over.
Shout out.
All right. So when it comes to fishing, okay, what is your primary target? What do you like fishing? Not just for taste, but for sport. Bass, trout, catfish. Where you at?
Well, that's easy, dog. I grew up in the South, and in the South, we like catching our largemouth bass.
Yes, sir.
The big mouth bass, brother. I love catching bass. But if we're talking about sport and eating, I do love to catch catfish. But yeah, man, if we're just the sport of fishing, throwing out a spinner bait, reeling a big ass fucking 7-pound bass in, that's got to be where I'm at.
Yeah, that was going to be my my second part to that is what kind of rigs do you like to use? What kind of gear do you like to throw?
Well, I grew up using pretty much spinner baits for bass, rubber worms.
So your old Carolina rig on there?
Yeah, old Carolina lure. But I've caught my fair share of bass just on an old fucking hook and worm, biggin.
Yeah, man. I mean, California is actually where I'm from is pretty big on bass too, and that's where we catch a lot of our shit just on the plastics. Little Carolina rig, little split shot, and I'll do the trick. I do like flipping though. Crankbaits, spinner baits, they're a little bit more fun. Some top water, you know.
Well, there's a lot more technique to it, right? Like that's the whole fucking thing with the I'll have to watch. I have to stop saying fuck so much.
Quit fucking doing that.
But yeah, there's a lot of technique to some of those flip baits and those spinner baits. But any and all things, the biggest craziest thing to me was that out here in California, you guys really love your trout fishing.
Oh yeah.
Because growing up in North Carolina, there's rivers everywhere, especially up in the mountains. But I lived in the area of the state where everybody fishes in a pond or a lake. So we all fish for crappie, bass, catfish, brim, little small brim.
Yeah.
Or we go out to the coast and we fish off the old shore. But the trout fishing was a different experience for me because I'd never been trout fishing in my entire life.
Yeah, see, for me, I think it's so much different. Not just in the way you fish for them, but the environment too. Like you're saying, I grew up, bass fishing, same, hitting all the lakes, Southern California, Nacimiento, Castaic, Casitas, Pyramid, Piru. Awesome, fun lakes, good bass lakes. But then you go trout fishing, you get to go up in the Eastern Sierras, and man, going camping up there, even if you didn't fish, just going and hiking and being up there and how pristine and just absolutely gorgeous. That's the mountain range, for those of you who don't know, where Mount Whitney's located. It's highest peak in the Continental. It's a little over 14,000 feet. So yeah, it's fun, especially if you hook into one of them German browns. Those things will give you a hell of a fight. So yeah, those trout, They are fun. It just sucks sitting there waiting for them to pick up the bait. There's not much, not a whole lot of talent to fishing for trout using power bait or a earthworm and just kind of sitting there. Kind of helps you get your beer drinking time in though. That's for sure.
Well, that's the most important thing to do.
I'm not gonna lie though, yep, hey, there you go. Old Kears McGears.
We are not affiliates of Coors Light. Anyway, so
Caveat.
how I felt about camping and fishing out here in California. I was like, man, you can't take me fishing out here, man. I don't want to have nothing to do with it. There ain't nothing like fishing North Carolina in a lake. And I grew up Falls Lake, Kerr Lake, High Rock Lake, Roanoke Rapids. So any of you guys listen to North Carolina, you'll know what I'm talking about. But yeah, out here, when I got to, where did we go? Lake Convict.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It was like staring at a portrait.
Yeah.
I never did any fishing up in the mountains really in North Carolina. It was all in the Triad, Triangle, Piedmont area. Well, Piedmont is in the mountains, but at the lower portion, I never did anything up in the mountains. So I've never seen like crystal clear lake water.
Yep.
And Convict Lake is something literally out of like a portrait. You see it and you don't even believe you're looking at it because you can see to the bottom of the lake. And that lake's, at least couple hundred feet deep.
Oh, that lake is over 300 feet deep.
Yeah,
it's the shape of a diamond. And I mean, it's right up there. Anybody familiar with the area by the Mammoth Mountain, Mammoth Resort area, right? It's actually right across from the airport there off 395. But I mean, you get all that snow melt coming down, and it's just funneled into this like diamond shaped lake. So I want to say it goes down like 360 feet or something like that. I could be wrong, but pretty sure it's right around there. And it stays so cold up there year round. I mean, I've gotten in the water up there in the summertime. Actually, I don't remember if it was the time that you went with us or not, but I mean,
we got in that creek for sure. We got down in that creek.
Yeah, I mean, I've been there in late fall, early spring, whatever. I mean, it can get cold. So summertime, it's bearable, but it's still like mid 60s. So you don't get a lot of that, and it's so freaking deep. So you don't get a lot of that algae and all that crap that you get in the lower lying, hotter bodies of water. So yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. I was hell bent on not camping because after I got out of the Army, I said, my camping days are done. The only camping I'll be doing is in a cabin or some kind of a fifth wheel. But when Tyler decided when he was going to abandon me and move on out to the Lone Star State, his going away party was up there at Convict Lake. And I tell you what, I went up there and we were up there for about 4 or 5 days.
Yeah. I think it's 4 days.
Yeah, and I had a great time. It was gorgeous up there the entire time, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. My back did not enjoy it, but I had a good time.
Yeah.
So, on that note, shot over, Tyler.
Shot out.
All right, so I got a 2-part. It's not even really a 2-part question. It's just 2 separate questions.
Okay.
The first question is,
yes,
steak, seafood, ribs. So the steak,
okay,
which one of the 3, if you had to choose, one, you have to feed it to your dog for the rest of your life and you never get to eat anymore. One, you have to give it to your enemy and you never get to eat anymore. And then the other one you eat and that's all you eat for the rest of your life.
Okay, well, I'm eating steak. That's a given. And then I'd have to give my dog the ribs because I don't know how well they do on seafood. And then I would just hope that my enemy was allergic to shellfish.
See, I thought I knew what your answer was going to be, and I was wrong.
You thought I was going to go with seafood or ribs?
Yeah, I thought you were going to go with seafood. because
I
there's
do
just
love
so
me
many.
seafood. I do.
I thought you would. There's so many different types. I figured you give the dog the steak and the enemy the ribs.
No, man, I can't live without steak. Gotta have steak.
Yeah, tube steak.
Get the fuck out of here.
Second question is,
Okay.
we were talking a little bit about hunting. If you could
Mhm.
go anywhere in the world to hunt, where would you go?
Mm. Hmm, 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 hmm. If I go anywhere, I go to Alaska. I'd definitely go to Alaska. Um, you know, uh, elk, moose, maybe catch get a little salmon fishing in there while I was up there. But
Give it to
yeah,
your enemy.
give it to my enemy because I can't fucking eat it anymore. Thanks, Dick. Yeah. Yeah. It's probably the coolest place in my mind that I've never been to that I would want to experience. So, and
Yeah,
they got all anything you want to fucking hunt, they got. So
I mean, it's literally like the last
frontier.
frontier. Yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely think I would go to Africa if I had
Oh
to
yeah.
choose. Yeah.
You trying to get you some big cats?
Yeah, I don't know about the big cats. I have such a respect for cats. I don't think I would want to hunt cats. I love big cats. Those are my
Ladies
favorite
and
animals.
gentlemen, his favorite animal is a liger.
I do love a liger. As a matter of fact, I have a picture of a liger that I took when I was in Korea at the zoo.
That's
It is a massive beast, and they cannot procreate, by the way. They cannot.
yeah, because they're an abomination.
But yeah, I would want to go, but same thing. And pretty much anything you would want to hunt there in Africa. And there's just so much shit to see. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
there's
crazy.
a ton of shit to see.
Tyler and I have a friend of ours, and his father-in-law goes on big game hunts, and he told us some stories about hunting in Africa. And it sounds like one of the best experiences ever.
Yeah, that would be pretty crazy.
Yeah. So yeah, that's where I would go,
It's an
Africa.
experience. Yeah.
But this is your question, and you can choose Alaska. So it's your prerogative.
Go to Alaska.
Just want to let everyone know this hat I'm wearing as a joke. You're not allowed to wear these hats. This is for people listening on the podcast. This is I served in Afghanistan hat. You don't wear these hats until you're at least 60 years old, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
I see a lot of 20 and 30-year-olds wearing these hats, and I want to kick them in the face because these are made for old veterans.
Yeah.
I
you
wore
gotta
it.
be 65.
I wore it because my mother gave it to me, and I told her before she bought it. She said, "If I bought you I served in Afghanistan hat, would you wear it?" And I said, "No." And she bought it and sent it to me anyway. So as you can see, if you can't see, I still have the tag on it because I'm not 65. But I thought it would be funny to wear an I served in Afghanistan hat. So here you go. I served in Afghanistan.
Thank me for my service.
Thank me. Don't worry. I just protected your freedom. It's all right.
No big deal. No big deal. That's funny. So, getting back to one of the main topics here on this episode, my favorite topic, food. Yeah, let's liven it up. Last couple episodes, it's been kind of heavy. What start us off, man? What do you like to barbecue?
Well, being from North Carolina, the part of North Carolina that I'm from, when you say the word barbecue, it means one thing and one thing only, and that's pulled pork. So if I'm at home and I'm like, man, I want some damn barbecue, everybody knows I'm talking about a pulled pork sandwich.
Yeah.
Now those weirdos up in the mountains that put all that crazy salsa and all that shit on there, that's not what pulled pork and barbecue is where I come from. It is, chopped or pulled barbecue with a vinegar-based sauce, and It's made usually the Boston butt, shoulder of the
Mhm.
hog.
Yes, sir.
And that's probably one of my favorites. My absolute favorite meal in the entire world, though, is baby back ribs. I
Oh,
love
my baby back, baby back.
chili baby back ribs. Yeah, I love
Yeah.
baby back ribs. They're my favorite. I love creating different sauces, a little bit of spice, a little bit of sweet. We got another buddy of ours who will get on here sometime soon. Hopefully, actually, we got two buddies that really do some heavy barbecuing, and we'd like to get them on here to talk. Oh,
Yeah.
shout out to Bobby Kitch and Brian Lux if you're listening, and if you're not, you should be.
Yeah. The hell? I think they are.
So I know you've since you moved out to old Texas, you've started doing quite a bit of barbecuing, Tyler. Tell us what you've been perfecting out there.
Well, was never really good at ribs, and I've got pretty fucking good at ribs since I got out here. Nothing fancy either. It's just I learned how to do the 3-2-1 method. And
Well, can you
kinda
explain that?
switch it up a little bit.
Explain that
Yeah.
to the listeners. What's the
Sure.
3-2-1 method?
Sure. So, when I get my whether it's baby back or St. Louis, you peel off that fascia on the back of the rib so you can get so the smoke can get in there real good. But you got to watch out because if you pull that off, then it can get a little over tender and fall off the bone, which you don't want. You want that nice clean snap away from the bone. So anyways, yeah, you throw it on there for 3 hours. I usually do a little dry rub on it and just throw it on the smoke for 3 hours. After that, I will pull it out, put it in foil, and people use different liquids. I like to do like a 50-50 apple juice and beer in the bottom of the foil and just steam it in that for 2 hours.
It doesn't matter what kind of beer.
I would stick with some kind of light beer. Yeah, something light. Yeah, that's fine. Coors Light, maybe try. I mean, I've never really tried an IPA, but that is I just want to do like a porter or stout or something like that. That might be
make it a little spicy.
Yeah, maybe. But then again, maybe not. I don't know. It just seems like the light beer. I was talking to one of my friends out here, and he always said that's what he did was light beer. My boy Ben, what up, Ben? If you're listening, yeah, I guess maybe it's just more of a carbonation percentage or something. I don't know. Seems to work better. Seems to get a little bit more moist. So, apple juice, beer, 2 hours in the foil, moist. So then after that, yeah, pull it, get it out of the foil, and then I just some people like them dry, with that just the rub on it, so you can throw it back on for the 1 hour. But at that point, that's when I put on my Carolina sauce and smoke it for another hour. The most crucial thing though is that first 30 minutes. Make sure you got a clean smoker and make sure your smoke is rolling clear, clean, heavy, because whatever it gets in that first 30 minutes, that's going to be the majority of the smoke that it retains. So
that's the real flavor profile that you're going to get.
Yeah, and depending on if you're using like an offset or a pellet, you really got to watch that. Offset, it's cold, it does its thing. If you're using pellets, though, you try and set it to 225 out the gate, and you're not going to get a lot of smoke. So keep it on that. It's literally a smoke setting, and do that for the first 30-45 minutes, and then tick it up to 225. That'll help you get a nice ring. I do the same thing with my brisket or a chuck roast or whatever. Just roll that smoke for the first 30-45.
You would love a good brisket now, wouldn't you?
Oh yeah. Hey, speaking of brisket and doing sky high Jew sandwiches, for those of you who don't know, it's traditional Jewish sky high. You got rye, coleslaw, brisket, and another slice of rye with Thousand Island. But we just did our own we're calling them Texas Sky Highs. We're using jalapeno cheese bread, 3 slices of fresh smoked brisket, and then the coleslaw. And it's pretty damn good. I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty good.
Well, I'm gonna have to try that out. But I tell you what, the best sky high I've ever had is one that your mama made
Yep.
when we were up there on that trip in Convict.
Oh yeah, I forgot she did it up there.
Yeah, they were phenomenal. For
Yeah.
those of you that are listening that don't know, and most of you won't, Tyler's mother is a fantastic cook, and she's fanatical about being a fantastic cook. So everything that she cooks is out of this world delicious.
It really is. Yeah, that's where I get my gifts from when it comes to the kitchen, because yeah, she can throw down on just about anything.
She can. Every time I eat something that she cooks, there's like a toenail in there. You know what I'm saying? She threw her foot in that shit every single time. So let's talk a little bit about the food that we used to eat. There wasn't many.
I get where you're going with this. Yeah.
There wasn't many briskets or barbecued ribs or
Nah.
or pretty much anything tasty
Or
let's,
anything that looked edible.
So let's go. I want to go first. This is a really fun subject that I thought I wanted to bring to the table. Let's talk about eating in basic training.
Fun.
So explain to our audience, Tyler, if you would, what eating in basic training is like.
In a nutshell, it's choking yourself for 2 minutes. So you get your tray.
That sounds fun.
Just calm down. So you get your tray, you stand in line, they scoop on all your shit. By the time the first guy in the platoon he goes to the table, he sits down, right? So everybody's slowly sitting down. There's, depending on the platoon, roughly 40-ish guys. So first guy sits down, starts eating, and you're all in line. So second, third, fourth, and you all sit at this picnic table close as you can. By the time the last guy sits down, the first guy has to get up and take his plate, no matter if he's done or not. And then once that first guy gets up, second guy has to follow him, third guy has to follow him, fourth guy has to follow him. So it usually comes out to roughly 2 minutes to eat. And so you just sit there and get your face as close as you can and shovel it in and shove your slice of bread and some water or whatever the hell you got and shove it all in. I'm not gonna lie, if I said that I didn't sneak a couple bites of an apple or something waiting in line to throw my tray back to the kitchen, but stealing a couple little packets of peanut butter for later. Do what you gotta do. But yeah, man, it's not fun. It's not fun. You never taste any of it, but you get used to it after a while. You're so fucking hungry because you burn so many calories every day, all day long going. I mean, you kind of don't mind after a while.
Yeah, so I'll tell you, when I first got to basic training, I was very weird in the way that I did not like mixing my food together. So the first couple of weeks
touched my corn.
The first couple of weeks of basic training were very difficult for me. But once we got to the point, like you said, like if you don't shovel it together and get it in your face, you're not going to eat. I realized really quick. So my go-to in the mornings, so we would get breakfast, usually consisted of like eggs, bacon or sausage, pancakes or French toast, waffles, whatever. So my go-to was I would grab a couple packs of peanut butter, like you said. I would pretty much just like open it and splat it onto whatever, and I would smear it and throw my eggs, my bacon, and everything on top of it and shove it all in my face hole. And for those of you who don't know, at least at the basic training I went to, you were allowed to eat certain things, but you were deterred from doing so.
Old fatty cake.
Yes. So fatty cakes or Coke, any kind of soda, you were told that you absolutely have the ability and the right to do so, but they strongly discouraged you from doing so. And that means if you did so, you were going to suffer in some sort of way. So I never partook. Some of the other unfortunate souls did. And I would just shove everything in my face. I got one white milk, one chocolate milk, and I would shove everything in my face and just kind of like throw all the milk down there. And then I would be ready to go. But yeah, the fatty cakes were definitely a thing. We had a drill sergeant. He was like Guamanian or something. He had a weird name. His name was like Sergeant Fab Alokana or something. So everybody called him Drill Sergeant Fab. And he would literally go through the chow hall and he would say like fatty cakes, fatty cakes. And he would be like a great white or like Jaws going through like dunna, dunna, dunna. And when he fucking found somebody, dude, it was bad news bears.
Guess who's going to be throwing up in 30 minutes?
You're up, Chuck and G.
Yep, every single time. Because they even said, you know, like legally or whatever, they can't make you not eat certain things, sugary foods, whatever. But yeah, the guys that were like, oh well, screw it then, I'm gonna get some cake. They quickly found out that they didn't want to do that anymore because they ended up getting PT'd for about 45 minutes, 45 minutes. Nice little one-on-one sesh with the drill sergeant until that all came back up. And then they were just hungry as fuck.
And then you have to wait unless you're smart and you stole some peanut butter.
Some peanut butter, yeah.
Another fun story. We've talked about a friend of ours on here, Olson. I tell the story all the time. I even told it at the reception at his wedding. Olson was a very hard charger at basic training, and he did everything right. He was a Boy Scout coming in, so he came in as a PFC. He got a higher rank. He like really worked hard. He wasn't the best at PT or running when he first got there, but he worked hard and he never like screwed off for the most part. Yeah. Well, he got caught up with a group of guys right before we were getting ready to graduate, and they snuck out in the middle of the night and they went into the drill sergeant's break area and they stole pizza out of the refrigerator and they ate the fucking drill sergeant's pizza and candy bars.
Yeah, right out of the kill room, huh?
Right out of the fucking kill room. And we all heard about it the next day, like, oh, these guys got caught, like they're fucked. So when we heard the names, I did not like Olson when we first were in basic. I hated Olson when we were in basic training because, like I said, he was one of those guys like, yes, drill sergeant. He was one of those dudes. So I hated his guts. Well, come to find out, he ended up going to fucking Korea with me and we spent quite some time together. But he was part of the group that decided to steal pizza and candy bars from the drill sergeant's freaking break area. And he almost got recycled for that. I'm not sure why he didn't, to be honest. I'm pretty sure it's because it was just like at the end and they're like, we're not going to do the paperwork to keep you here.
Yeah.
But
you got to pass.
Yeah. I remember thinking like, this dude is a fucking moron.
That's great.
Fun food stories.
Pizza thief. Yeah, that's Olson for you.
The pizza bandit.
Speaking of recycle, when I was in the cab guys, 19 deltas and kilos, they did OSET there at
Fort Knox.
Yeah, home of the armor. And there was a guy, so their OSET, I want to say it was like 19 weeks or something like that, 18, 19 weeks, whatever. This guy was a week from graduating and dared another private to chug hand sanitizer. and fucking idiot did it because he was 19 series and lost his shit and got put in the hospital. And he I think stayed in. I don't think it was like, completely devastating. It was just some kind of issue, obviously, from chugging a bunch of hand sanitizer. So I think he went back after a couple of weeks, but the guy who had dared him to do it got a day 0 restart, and he was like literally in week 18 or something like that. So yeah, lots of fun stories. It's just some stupid shit. We had guys that would go on, like Sunday where it lets you go and grab like shampoo and shit
Anything you
over
need
at
from the commissary.
yeah, just at that little baby
Shop at.
commissary shop at deal. Somebody got the bright idea to go and grab a little bag of Oreos and a couple Monster energy drinks from the vending machine and brought it back into the barracks. And sure as shit, that night the drill sergeants found it. So everybody was fucking pushing because nobody would own up to it. Everybody knew who it was. He'd been sitting there fucking drinking the shit in the bay all night, and decided to leave his can out. I don't even remember where he left it, but they sure as shit found it. It's like, thanks buddy.
Yeah, so the thing about the military in general is that they don't want you to be fat,
Yeah, it's not good for the knees.
They frown upon it. It's you don't look good in a uniform, and if you don't look good in a uniform, then you don't bring pride upon the uniform or the military branch that you're serving in. So they deter you from eating and drinking terrible things, at least in basic training. When you get to your regular unit, most people don't really give a shit.
Yeah, unless you can't pass a fucking PT test.
As long as you're good at PT. So
yeah, once it starts affecting your work, then they'll start fucking with you.
So let's shift into this. What is your favorite food? If you had to pick, and I know I hate asking questions like that. It's like, what the fuck? How do you pick a favorite food?
Yeah, like, do you know me?
Yeah, exactly. Food.
What's your favorite food?
Food.
Yes.
Yeah.
all types. Yeah.
Yep. But if you had 10 days to live,
yeah,
what is going to be your meal of choice?
Some like Japanese A5 Wagyu beef that I've never had. That'd be nice to try. Some bomb ass seafood. I like my crab and my lobster and my scallops. But I also just fucking love pizza. I love pizza. I love pizza. I love burgers. So I don't know how to narrow that down. With a gun to my head, I couldn't just say what my favorite food is. Like, I don't know.
Well, the gun to your head, pick a plate to eat for your final meal.
All right, so I get like some sides in this, or is it just one meat?
No, it's like protein, sides, and maybe even like an appetizer. Like fucking you like it's a generous assassin.
Okay.
And he might even give you.
Before I kill you,
he'll even give you a beverage, like a beverage of choice.
It turns out I also own this Michelin-rated restaurant, so you can have whatever you'd like before I kill you.
I've been tasked with murdering you, but I'm very generous. I'm going to give you your food and beverage of choice.
All right. Well, then I'm going to have to start with a nice classic Caesar salad.
Are you going with the cracked peppercorn?
Of course. Duh. And that nice fried Parmesan flake that they give you at the fancy restaurants. Yeah. That's a nice little start there.
Now, are you going with Texas garlic bread with the Caesar salad?
Why not? I don't have to burn off these calories.
That's it.
They're gonna do it for me, right? Oh man. But so yeah, salad, and then appetizer. I do like some bacon wrapped shrimp, some coconut shrimp, maybe some kind of little, some shrimp scampi. Anything with shrimp, pretty much.
No firecracker shrimp, a little bit.
Yeah, you know,
Shrimp Creole, shrimp on the Barbie,
shrimp sandwich,
just
shrimp
shrimps,
gumbo,
shrimp soup, shrimp stew.
You get the idea. So damn, main course, huh? I guess I'd have to well, first off, let's go with those nice fancy places. Though I'll probably get like some pistachio gelato or something to cleanse the palate in between
Okay, yeah.
in between courses. So we'll do a little of that, and then I gotta stick with that that A5, some just brilliantly marbled, aged, fucking bone-in ribeye, just some John Wayne dinner platter, fucking
Tomahawk
steak.
style steak.
Tomahawk,
Oh,
tomahawk or T-bone, or
Oh.
just something nice, thick cut, medium rare, juicy. Sides. Well, I'm thinking I gotta get a loaded baked potato, all the fixins,
All the fixins.
and
Taters
then
and tits.
yeah, man, that would actually be a good restaurant right there. And then mac and cheese. I think I have to do some really good home style fucking
With the crust on the top.
Yeah,
Oh,
quattro
yeah.
formaggio. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Get real fancy with it. Yeah, I think that's. I think I'd be happy with that. Maybe for the additional $18, I get me a side lobster tail.
Now, what's your dessert gonna be?
Hadn't thought that far. My dessert would probably be like a 20-year-old bottle of scotch.
Scotch.
Scotchy scotch. I love scotch. Maybe I would just drink that throughout the entire meal. So for actual dessert, I don't know, man. Not really big. I mean, it doesn't look like I'm not big on dessert, but I'm really not that big on dessert. Oh, I take that back. I do take that back. Cheesecake with fruit, some strawberries and blueberries and shit. Yep, that's what I want.
I like them strawberries.
Yep, or maybe just like an old-fashioned fucking chocolate shake, like malt or something. Like an old 50s diner burger style fucking malt. That could be good too.
No,
fuck it. Might as well just throw the cheesecake in the shake.
At least you buy you a little bit more time,
Yeah.
Trying to suck that out of there.
Yeah, exactly. So
that's
thick.
what she said. Yes.
Yeah, buddy, that's me. What about you? What's your last meal?
Well, as I said, my very favorite food in the entire world is baby back ribs. So I'm gonna have to have some. Maybe I'll go with some of the smoked super tender, perfectly barbecued, throw a little bit of black on the barbecue ribs. First of all, I do want a old side salad in the beginning as well.
Okay, just a side salad, like a house salad.
I like a house salad, man. I like a
basic
house salad.
Bitch.
Yeah, I like a house salad. I want some very good garlic croutons in there,
and just like shitty little slivers of carrots and cucumber and great tomatoes.
Yeah. Maybe like some pepperoni and salami, like sprinkled over it a little bit.
Yeah, at least get a BLT or a chef. Throw an egg on there.
Yeah, maybe and I would take probably balsamic vinaigrette. That'd be like
pretty good choice.
I go. I love that. If I had to go with an appetizer, I would probably go with like some. I really like the shrimp too. Some of the shrimp ones are delicious. I like a dynamite shrimp, a little spicy dynamite, or some sort of Southwest egg roll.
Ooh, Southwest. Yeah, now you're talking.
Yeah, armadillo eggs.
Oh, bro, that's what I forgot about. It's the jalapeno poppers, some goat cheese, and some elk sausage crumble on there. Oh boy.
Oh yeah. If I was going to, like I said, the main protein would be the ribs, definitely. But And I'm pretty simple, man. I want to go with like some honey balsamic Brussels sprouts, roasted Brussels sprouts.
Of course, with some chopped up bacon in there.
Absolutely. That's
Gotta
was
have
that
the
a
bacon.
was that a question? I don't,
I
and
thought
then
that's just how it always came. Sorry.
yeah, absolutely. And then I think I don't know, man. There's so many other great ones. I'm probably gonna have to bite a little bit and go with the fucking crispy macaroni and cheese, the homemade crispy macaroni and
Yeah,
cheese.
man. Mac and cheese is just it's fucking
Yeah.
mac and cheese.
Yeah, and then I'll go with a fat fucking slice of red velvet cake. That is my favorite dessert.
I thought you didn't like mayonnaise, bro.
There's no mayonnaise in red velvet cake. What are you talking about?
How you think they get it so moist, dog?
Not in a minute.
Mayonnaise.
No, it ain't no mayonnaise.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Red velvet cake is just
No.
wolf in sheep's clothing. It's just chocolate cake with red dye and some mayonnaise. But I
There's
will give you
mayonnaise.
that cream cheese frosting.
Slamming.
Yeah, that's where it's at.
Yeah, and then I would go with probably like a hard like porter, like a thick porter
Oh yeah, yeah.
to wash it all down.
Those are like that's what I do in the fall and the winter is porters and stouts.
Yeah,
That's my
porters and
shit.
stouts.
Imperial stouts.
I love IPAs, but not with a meal like that. The IPA is gonna take my taste away. It's gonna put them
Yeah,
change my palate, you know.
yeah. The porters, the stouts, they give you the like chocolate and the coffee notes. It's very,
yeah.
very rich.
Yeah,
You're
so that would
making-
be.
I'm hungry now. It's
Oh, yeah.
fucking great. Fucking
I know.
hungry.
I want to literally go have sex with my wife and eat something delicious and fall asleep. That's
Yep.
what I do right now.
Yeah. If I did either one of those things, I wouldn't make it to the next one though. So
Exactly.
because I'm old now.
So let's go this route. If we were gonna go fast food, what's your go-to fast food joint?
Chick-fil-A,
Oh, that is my. What do you get from Chick-fil-A?
hands down. 4-piece number 4.
Oh, 4-piece. That's the tenders.
Chicken strips.
Yeah, the tenders.
Yeah, tenders. Yeah.
I go with the chicken nuggets and I go with the 12-piece. 12-piece large waffle fries. And guess what? The waffle fries have to go in the Polynesian sauce.
I don't think I've ever tried. Yeah, I don't know. I can't remember.
You've never had Polynesian sauce?
No, I've had the Polynesian sauce. I just
Ah.
don't know if I've dipped my French fries in them.
Oh, the waffle fries have to go in the Polynesian and the chicken has to go in the barbecue.
I'll make sure I try that. Yeah, I definitely have the barbecue, the buffalo is good. All the
Yeah,
shit.
that's-
The honey roasted barbecue that comes in the packets.
Yeah, the barbecue
That's
is
the shit.
phenomenal. My wife is her go-to with any place is the buffalo sauce. She loves the buffalo sauce.
Yeah, I can't get enough of that vinegary goodness. It's delicious.
Vinegar and spicy.
Mm-hmm. But
Speaking,
honestly, before I came out here, I'd only had Chick-fil-A a few times and I loved it. So before I come out here, I would say my go-to, well, it used to be Carl's Jr. until they started thinking they could charge people $20 for a burger because they had some Playboy chick do a commercial. So like, all right, never going back to that fucking place. Cost like $80 for a family of 4. So my shit back home in California was old Del Tac.
oh, Del Tac.
Old Del Tac. Yeah, man. Get me old.
I ain't talking about a
Del
rich man's
beef.
Taco Bell.
Was it really? The burrito's like $2.19. The chicken soft tacos are like $1.10. But yeah, that was the shit back home.
Yeah, Del Taco is slamming. So at home for me, my go-to place is one of two places. If I'm trashed after a night of extracurricular activities, then I'm going to the Waffle House.
Oh, Waffle House.
Yeah, and I'm getting waffles smothered, covered, and topped. And for those of you who don't know, at Waffle House, not the waffles, sorry, the hash browns smothered, covered, and topped.
I was gonna say waffle.
Yeah,
Yeah, because I've
yeah.
had their hash browns and
Yeah,
smothered, covered, and woof.
Yeah, it's like smothered in onions, covered in cheese, topped with ham and mushrooms and all the
Oh,
fixings.
the one I did was gravy, chili, and jalapenos.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, my stomach waged war on me for the next 8 hours.
Funny story. If you ever walk into a Waffle House and they have a class A as their sanitation grade, you walk out immediately because they ain't hitting on shit.
It's funny.
They need to be a B or below for them to be any good whatsoever. There needs to be
Let's just call it a B, because below I'm probably fucking walking out.
there needs to be a fucking dude with 4 teeth cooking the food and probably smoking a cigarette at the same time.
As long as there's a B, we're good. Okay. Not a C.
Yeah. So that brings me back to Army food.
Can we even call it food?
Well, what about the mermite eggs?
The like powdery cloud shit. I don't even know how to.
Or
I don't even know.
when they are stuck to the sides and they are like eating rubber bands.
Rubber, yeah. Yeah, you get that nice big flap, and it's like if you've ever had like a calamari steak where it's just like and yeah. I feel like it should be breaking down at some point. No, I'm gonna have to swallow this whole. Okay.
just chew it. Just chew it. So when you said like the vinegary goodness, we have Tabasco sauce.
This little baby. Yeah.
So how many baby bottles of Tabasco
Oh my
sauce
God.
have you gone through in your time in the Army, bro?
Dude, I just remember like the rule was whoever got the breakfast MRE, everybody gave their Tabasco to them. And I did exactly. I did a few times. And yeah, I mean 5, 6 baby Tabascos, salt and pepper, mix it up, and just you just eat it as fast as you can.
The omelet. That's the veggie omelet.
Yeah, when you pull that, you know you're gonna have a fuck day. Like it's over. Hasn't started, it's already over. Great.
The only saving grace is that you know you'll be able to use that MRE heater to make a bomb later.
Yeah, Gatorade bomb. Yep.
Fucking right.
Yeah, that's
yes, sir.
That's what we do when we're bored. We eat our food cold, and then we use the little heater pouch, cut that bitch open, pour all the little pellets in a Gatorade bottle, and yeah, somebody pour that water in as fast as you can. Get that lid back on there, shake it and toss it, and there you go.
Bro, do you remember the time that we put like 40 of those things into a water can?
It was we had just come off the range and went to where we were setting up camp for the night, and the section sergeants, fucking I don't remember where they went, but they're like, yeah, get camp set up, we'll be back. And I'm like, yeah, sure, that's what we'll do.
We literally had been accumulating these fucking MRE heaters for like I don't know, over a week or two, and we threw like 40 of these things into a water can. And the water cans are what, 5 gallons, 5-gallon water cans.
Yeah.
So we threw all these things into this water can, and the water, and this thing swells and it swells and it swells and it swells, but it never exploded.
Is it gonna pop?
What's it gonna?
What's going on? No, it's just gonna turn into a ball, a big weird tan ball. Great.
Yeah, that was super fun until it didn't fucking blow up, and then I was super bummed out. Like,
yeah, who knew that they made mil-spec water cans? What the fuck?
Yeah, the best one I ever did was when I took a Tabasco, the little glass Tabasco things, and you put a couple speckles of that stuff down in there. That one makes a legit bomb. Like, it will fucking blow you up.
Oh yeah, you got that glass shrapnel.
Yeah, shrapnel. Yeah, I definitely. Who cut themselves?
Hyde, I'm guessing, or Young.
No, someone did though, and they blew they cut their hand all up with that thing, and it blew up close to them. It was hilarious. But yeah, the crazy things that we do with the military and the army food, because it's so terrible, but you're so hungry that it's delicious at the same time.
Like the chicken breast one, it's just like a white hockey puck, and it looks like they sharpied grill marks, like 3 grill marks onto it.
Yeah.
But I love that one because it had a whole bag of peanut M&Ms. So I was
Yeah.
like, fuck it, I'll eat the chicken.
The riblet was the same way when they give you the riblet.
Yeah. I think my 2 actual favorites were the tuna, because you get those sun-kissed pouches. Or is that what it's called? Sun-kiss? Starfish?
Starburst.
I don't know. Whatever the fuck. The one with the little blue fucking whale dude on it.
Oh, sun-kissed.
Something like that, right?
Yeah.
It's been a while. And they give you a couple tortillas and shit. But that one, and then Chili Mac's pretty good. You pay for it later because those MREs only give you a little bit of toilet paper. But that one's pretty good.
Yeah, I was a fan of the cheese tortellini.
Yep.
Cheese tortellini.
That one was decent.
Yeah, you get the Skittles, I believe, in that one. But yeah, what about the boiled bags of shrimp scampi or chicken Alfredo? Do you remember those?
What?
Not the MREs, the Mermite. Whenever we got those, or whenever you were come from mission, the cooks, they had these bags full of food and they would dip them in hot water until they got warm ish. And then it was always together too. There's shrimp scampi and chicken Alfredo, and they always came together, those two.
I don't ever fucking remember that.
Oh man, you missed out.
I guess I did. Unless, you know how good my memory is, so I might just be being retarded right now. But yeah, I don't remember that one. That sounds good. Was it like?
Well, they were. I mean, it's terrible when you look at it and you know that it's in a bag and they're just boiling it pretty much. You're like, that's going to be gross. And then you're starving from the day's festivities. So you eat it and it's so delicious and tasty. And then you have those bottles of Tabasco. Those come in handy, ladies and gentlemen, those bottles of Tabasco.
They really fucking do. They really do. You want to stay awake and just whap a little bit in your eye. Yeah, go. Yeah, a little sniffing salt action. Shit, I remember just sucking on the instant coffee grounds when you're on like Firewatch or something in the middle of the fucking night. I'd always keep like those little instant packs on me.
You remember the chocolate covered coffee beans?
Those were few and far in between, weren't they?
Yeah.
I do
I
remember,
didn't like
but
them.
only a couple times.
Yeah, I didn't like them. They were like a last
yeah.
resort to eat them when you're suffering, trying to stay awake.
Yeah. Or for shits and giggles, those of you that don't know, I tried telling, I gave somebody an MRE. Who the hell was it? Once we had gotten out, but I told him, I said, if the gum is in a red cellophane, not a white cellophane, don't try the fucking gum. And they're like, why? I was like, it's a fucking laxative. It make you shit. Yeah, laxative. Thank you. I was thinking diuretic. Laxative. And they didn't believe me, and sure as shit. There you go, buddy.
They're pooping like a goose.
Well, I mean, each one of those are what, like 4,000 calories of just straight solid MSG. So yeah, they give you some poop gum so that you don't get gummed up.
Do you have any positive memories of food
in the army?
Yeah.
Fuck no.
Yeah, I don't either.
No.
I try to remember. I do have a fond memories, but not of myself. The fond memories I have are when we were in Korea together, and the young stupid soldiers would spend their entire paychecks out in with the juices.
Seville, yeah,
yeah.
But so then we'd get like 100 shots.
Yeah, so we get like 100 shots. But the funny thing is at the beginning of the week when they got paid, or the beginning of the month, whatever, they would be living the lap of luxury, fucking eating out in the Ville, hanging out with the juicies. And then you would always know whenever they ran out of money because they would start eating the chow hall. And that's when you ran out of money, didn't you?
Hard times, huh, bro?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, no, I take it back. I do have positive memories. Do you remember Ajima in the field? with the
Yes.
bulgogi egg and cheese sandwiches.
But that's not the fucking army. That's
Well,
Mama-san.
Yeah, but they were out there.
Yeah, but that's like the roach coach at work. That's not your cafeteria food. That's somebody else. But yeah, dude, that shit was dope. That was fun.
So they would
Nice
have
and
the
tasty.
they would have the ramen bowls and they would have the bulgogi egg and cheese sandwiches. And those things were fucking slamming.
Yeah, man. Ajima, she'd hook it up once in a while. Once in a while. I do remember good old critter on a stick out there in the Ville, trying to walk back to post at like 2-3 in the morning. I mean, you never really knew what you were eating, but whatever it was good.
It was tasty.
Tasty. Looked
What
a
about-
little bit like cat, tasted a little bit like rat, but it was marinated to perfection.
What about the crack fries from the kebab place?
Haas kebab.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my first time there, when you I think it was you and Olsen, or it might have just been you, went to Haas kebab. There was like 3 bar stools up against the front window there with like a little 4-inch ledge to set your food on. Finally get our kebabs, go sit down, and take my first bite. Like, that's pretty good. It's pretty good. I accidentally thought I kicked the wall, but it like kind of gave. I was like, what the hell is that? There is a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle New York City sewer fucking rat that big with like a 14-inch long tail. I was just like, we're gonna take this to go.
Okay, let's bounce.
Let's go. I'm not gonna throw out the food. The food was good, but yeah, this dude's gonna eat my foot.
Master Splinter was definitely dining in the same place.
Yes, yeah. I think that was actually his shop. Yeah. Oof. Little rough at times. The best place though, if you want to talk about army food or my time in service, because it wasn't actually army food, but Beaver's barbecue.
Oh,
you remember that spot?
Of course I do. Like up on the top of that fucking mountain.
Yeah, that like surprised the hell out of me, because that was some bomb ass barbecue in the middle of Korea.
Yeah, I think it was owned by Americans, right? If I'm not
mistaken. I think he was a retired sergeant major or first sergeant or something like that. They had said, who just stayed there.
Well, do you remember being in that place and all of the dicks that were everywhere, all over?
Everywhere, the coat racks, the like regular pillars. When you go up to the place, all the fence posts. I don't know what it was, but somebody had a serious fetish of dicks.
It was a super bad type moment. You know, they were like creating
super veiny bastards. Yes, exactly. Yeah, it was kind of weird, but the food was good, so we went. That's actually where I lost my wedding ring. Me and Mako were getting out of the taxi, and I went in there and saw it had dropped off and ran back out. The taxi was already gone. But yeah, man, that was a good little joint. That was a good spot for sure.
Speaking of going with Monica could not cook at all when we first got to Korea.
She burned water a couple times.
So she was the mama bear. And everyone who doesn't know her is listening for the first time. Monica is Tyler's wife of 13 years. 13 years, a decade plus 3.
That's right.
So she was very young. I want to say she was 18, right? When she first came over.
19 when we got married. Yep.
19 when she came over, and she was mama bear. So she would try and cook for us. Not always successfully.
No, there was many takeout nights.
But we never not ate what she made.
Yeah, it was trial and error, but that's why we loved Marty's so much.
Those wings,
right, babe. I'm gonna take you out to get some wings.
Those wings at Marty's were bomb. So now
half teriyaki, half honey barbecue or something like that.
Yeah. So now what is your favorite thing now after 13 years? What is your favorite thing that Monica prepares for you?
Bro, how you gonna put me on the spot like that?
Yeah, I'm putting on the spotlight.
Shit. I might have to say she does meatloaf and
Ma! Meatloaf. Fuck.
Yeah. Meatloaf and potatoes au gratin, or like scalloped
What?
potatoes.
What's she doing in there? I never know what she's
You never know
doing.
what she's doing in there. Yeah, man. Yeah. She throws down on the meatloaf.
For me, man, for Vanessa's never not been able to cook, but I met her later on in life, so she was already established in
Versed.
her abilities of the
Domestic abilities.
domestic arts. So one of my favorite thing that she makes is carnitas. She does the carnitas, man, and they are so good. She also makes really, really, really good enchiladas.
Monica's too. She makes some badass green enchiladas. Yeah.
But then she does simple stuff. So we eat dinner at night, and she'll make me like a steak and some grilled asparagus. And then she will put like these salads where she does like cucumbers, tomatoes, avocado with like some balsamic and vinegar.
Oh yeah.
It's so good every
Yeah,
time.
buddy.
You just eat the bowl.
Right. Yeah. Food's just good, man. It's just fucking good. There's nothing better than fucking barbecuing, drinking a beer, fucking tinkering on your next AR build, and just having a good time.
Oh, speaking of the AR build. So I know you've been doing a little bit of extra tinkering since you moved to the Lone Star State. What have you been working on?
Things for stuff.
Things for stuff for certain people.
No, I've been having fun just dabbling. I went and bought a bunch of fucking parts, and I've just been kind of tinkering. The new to me anyways, as of like 8 months ago, was the binary trigger. So do a couple of those in, just kind of having fun figuring out what hand guards, what barrel lengths I like, what kind of optics setup I want.
Now, for those that may not know what the binary trigger is, let's explain that.
So normally you have safe, no boom. You have semi, boom, right? And then binary is boom, boom. So it has a release.
For those of you just listening
slips
on
the
the
catch.
podcast, he's making finger motions while he's saying boom. So
if you can see,
if you just
boom.
move your finger up and down, the gun goes boom, boom.
Yeah. So when you go to release the trigger, it slips the catch and fires another round. So
that's awesome.
Pretty cool. Yeah. It's another way to waste money on super ridiculously expensive ammo.
Yeah. So an ammo is completely out of control now. That's a different subject for a different day.
Insane.
But I started doing these builds, I don't know, probably a couple of years ago. And I have an AR-15 that I built myself, and it is hodgepodge thrown together, but it's a good gun with good parts. I have an Aero Precision lower, and a lower, for those of you who don't know, because I know there's quite a few people listen to this podcast that aren't all military. So a lower is called a lower receiver, which is a lower part of the rifle that has all the fixings in it to make it go boom.
Yep. It's what you would consider the lock.
Yeah.
And
I have a Delton upper, which isn't the greatest, but it's mil spec. It does what it's supposed to do. And then CMC trigger. So
very nice. What's the pull on the CMC?
I think it's 2.5 pounds. Yeah.
Oh, you fancy.
Yeah.
Very nice.
2.5 or 3. I don't remember. I haven't fucked around with it in quite some time. I think it's 2.5.
I think the binary just thrown there was like right at 4.1, something like that.
Yeah.
So,
but yeah, I don't get to play with it much because I live in California. So there's that. I'm hoping in the near future I'll be able to get to a place that's not communist. And Tyler and I have already made plans to go out and start playing a little bit more, if you will.
Hell yeah, man. There's a bunch of spots out here. The cool thing about Texas is that There's lots of private land, lease land. People will let you come out. And sometimes you don't have to pay money, you know, if you want to go out and hog hunt. A lot of these guys, you know, they're fucking up their land. So they just let you go and hey, kill as many
Kill
hogs.
hogs.
It's open season, you know, there's no tag, no limit, nothing like that on hogs. And
No,
then
these
even,
are feral pigs.
yeah, they're just causing a ruckus all over people's ranches and shit. So yeah, they don't give a shit. But then if you go out and, you know, bag a deer or something, it's like, all right, here, I'll split the meat with you, you know. So it's not always cash deals. There's lots of horse trading that you can do. So it's pretty cool. There's lots of gun ranges too for all your handguns and smaller caliber stuff like that. So yeah, man, get out here and we'll have to get it running.
I'm working on it, Big, and I'm working on it. So you and I have talked about this, and I already know what your answer is going to be. So if you had to choose 5 guns, right? And I'm not saying for life, but you had to choose 5 guns for different purposes. What are those 5 guns going to be? So like it's the end of the world.
Okay.
We're in the zombie apocalypse. You have to get 5 guns to protect your family and whatever. What are the 5 guns going to be? Just you.
I just get a shit ton of 22s so I can carry light ammo, man. Those zombies are decayed, so they don't need much punching power.
Ping him in the eyeball.
Yeah, man, I just plink them away. Plink them away. Yeah, 22s and 9 mils all day. But if you want to, like, you're saying you're going into something where, let's say you don't know what you're, if it's gonna be zombies and just
let's
let's
rephrase. Let's say there's no zombies, but you're going off the grid.
Yeah,
you're going off the grid. Yeah, your family,
versatility.
you're taking, right, and you have to choose 5 guns that you're taking with you off the grid. What are you going with?
Okay. Well, if I'm going off grid, I don't give a fuck about like a concealed carry compact anymore. So I would probably go with some kind of long, just like a long barrel 12 gauge. I don't need no fancy Benelli or anything. I got an M500.
As do I.
It was 500. What's the other one? A 560, 870, or a Remington 120. All good 12 gauges.
Mossberg 500 or Remington 870. So that's I think, didn't they just stop making the Remington 870s? Isn't that they were know. I think through the pandemic there's been some kind of thing about the because you can't find them. You can't find
everything is, you can't fucking find toothpicks. Every industry is on back order. And who knows if it's true? Who knows if they're just saying it because they want to charge more and produce less. But yeah, I'd get a nice 28-inch 12 gauge for sure. Then I would get Remington 700, just simple classic fucking hunting
that too.
rifle. Yeah, buddy.
By the way, just in case you're wondering, all of these guns fell in a lake recently, so I had them,
every single time, man.
They all
how many boat accidents have we had? Yeah,
it's unfortunate.
Tragic. It's very tragic. Yeah. So what are we at? We got a shotgun. We got the Remington 700, and then I would obviously have to have my M4, and then after that, man, probably just like a 45 and a 9 mil semi-auto. That way the 9 mil kids can use, wife can use comfortably. 45 if you need to punch something a little harder.
Yeah, so I feel like I'm probably in the same boat. Like I said, we've had this conversation before, so I'm probably going with and I am a Springfield guy. I love the XDs.
I got one myself.
Yep.
They are nice.
I had one until it fell into that lake. So it was.
That damn lake. I gotta quit bringing my guns around water.
I know, it's crazy. So yeah, I'm definitely going with probably an XD. That's
Have you seen the new XDM? There's
Yes.
a XDM not a Scout, I forget, but that thing's got raised dovetail iron sights. It's got a threaded barrel. It's got a badass I don't know what you call it, but the magwell is flared out at the bottom. It's clean. I mean, it's a big old.
They're not that expensive either. I think like what 569 or something like that, 589.
Yeah, the regular like XDs and stuff. That one that I was talking about, I think, is like $1,000 or $1,200. But yeah,
The XDM is
it's not just a regular XDM. It's like a XDM Elite 2 or something like that with all the bells and whistles on it. But yeah, the regular ones, 550. I just picked up an M&P Shield 2.0, which is nice and slender. That one was 550. So yeah, you can get pretty nice guns, 9mm, 45, whatever you want, chambered in for in a pretty good price range. I mean, you even got price ranges around 200-300 for like the Taurus, the G2 and the G3. So it just depends on your budget, really.
what's that throwaway gun that everybody uses? It's the something point.
High point. You go ahead and trust your life with that one if you want to. Not this guy.
Yeah, but I'm the same. Probably like a X 9mm or a 45. I would go to 22 though, a Ruger 1022 to kill some of that small game.
That right there. Yep, I forgot about that. See, I said the 22 for the zombies and forgot about it for the versatility.
Yeah, I got to get it for the rabbits and the old squirrels.
Got to, man. Got to.
Yeah, and I have a Remington 700, or I had. Then same thing, AR-15.
Wait, back up. You said 5. How fucking many of you? What you got? Count off like 8 fucking guns. So you want a 40? You want the XD?
Yeah,
you want like the Remington, the 1022.
Yeah. Then the AR-15. And then my 12 gauge.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you got one handgun and got the 1022, which would be smart. Yeah. Totally forgot about my 1022. That is one of the greatest calibers fucking made. And the fact that it's like 10,000% overpriced right now is disgusting.
Yeah. Actually, I say the 1022, but the Ruger makes a 9mm that is it's similar to the Ruger 1022. It's called the
I think you sent me that link when you found out. Wasn't that
did.
Earlier this year?
Yeah.
Late last year? You're like,
but
check this shit out.
It's chambered in 9mm. Right now they're selling for like 7 and some change. When I sent you that link, they were selling for like 4 and change. Yeah, so they've almost doubled in price. Dude. But those fucking guns are badass. I had a buddy of mine that let me shoot one out here, and dude, you ping them all day. And it's comfortable. Yeah. There's really next to no kick, obviously, because it's a fucking rifle, 9mm rifled 9mm. So
that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
but you said it's pretty much got the styling, the setup.
Yeah,
like,
it's pretty
much
much
a 1022. Yeah, chambered in 9mm.
Yeah, I will have to. One of these next podcasts that we pull up, I will have to give the exact name, but it's definitely a Ruger. Well, the Kelton makes one too. But Ruger is definitely the
Kelton?
Grand Pappy. Yeah, or
Keltec?
Keltec, yeah.
Keltec. You're mixing up Delton
and Keltec. Yeah.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah, man, not better than guns and barbecue. I told you.
Yeah. They're all fun. You get fat and drunk and then go shoot. Don't do that.
What a great idea. Yeah.
Don't do that.
Don't do that. I actually had some friends when I got out of the army, like, oh, let's go get a couple cases and go shoot. And I was like, no, don't be fucking stupid. Go out, do your shooting, and then go get drunk afterwards like a responsible human being.
Afterwards.
Yeah. Although maybe one being, no, I'm just kidding.
No, but really.
Well, seriously. Yeah, it's always good and fun. It sucks that California decided to just fucking
Be
double
commies.
down every
Yeah.
month on anything to do with guns. Hey, by the way, yesterday Texas just became motherfucking
Open carry, right?
constitutional
Or concealed
carry,
carry, yeah.
son.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
also passed. Well, we'll get into that on another podcast.
Are you talking about the weeds?
No, I'm talking
Oh.
about the right to live.
Oh, yes, they sure did. Yes, they did.
Yeah.
And that's all they all want to talk about. You know, let's not talk about the 13 that gave their life. Let's just talk about Texas's abortion laws.
Of course, because the war is over and it was a win.
Yeah, totally. Crazy.
But I don't want to get into that right now because it's gonna piss me
Anyways,
the fuck
yeah,
off.
back to me dropping shit and talking about
Cool.
ribs and guns.
So what about have you done any skeet or trap shooting since you've been out there?
No, I'm very sad to report that I have not fired my guns since I've been out here.
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah, there was 2 times we're supposed to go to a ranch to
Ranch?
yeah, some guy got like a 600-acre ranch, but just couldn't make the times work, I guess. But there are a lot of shooting ranges around here, so I was gonna take Monica over there, get her. I'm grabbing her a new handgun, so go over there and shoot it up. But yeah, once you get out here, if you just come over, man,
Yeah,
we get out to
believe
one of
you
these
me.
ranches, yeah, and get it going.
We'll get some wrenches and go to the ranches.
That's right. Oh, by the way, for any of you in Texas or thinking about relocating to Texas, I just got my. You got to do this course online. Pay for it and go. I went and showed the certification at Cabela's, and the thing that pissed me off is they tell you need the certification, but then when you go there, and I told them, I was like, oh yeah, here's my cert, I want to get my hunting fishing combo, because disabled veteran, it's fucking free. So I still did the little online course, and he didn't even look at my phone. He was like, yeah, that's all right, I don't need that. I was like, I just sat in the car for 3 hours in your parking lot doing this shit. I think I paid like, I don't know, 30, 40, $50 or whatever. Are you fucking kidding me, dude? So, but anyways, got it for free. I got like a shit ton of different tags. Fucking deer, there's fucking turkey. They gave me a stamp for a red drum if I want to go down to the Gulf and go
Red
fishing.
drum, that's some good fishing, bro. That's
Yeah,
some tasty
man.
fish too. Tasty.
Yep. So
The biggest fish I ever caught in my life was a drum.
Real,
Matter
I've
of fact.
never caught one in my life. I've never been deep. Well, besides fishing off of a pier,
I caught
never
mine
been
off the
ocean
surf.
fishing. Yeah,
I caught my 36 inches, 17-pound fish. It's the biggest fish I ever caught. I
That's a
was
big boy.
14 years old when I caught that fish.
Yeah. Well, if you're a disabled veteran, you can get that tag for fucking free in Texas. I want to say that it rolled August to August, so I got to go fucking get another one now because everything was for the season had already ended. They still gave me the tags for it, whatever. But yeah, it's pretty dope. You get a lot of money's worth of stamps, not to mention the cost of the fishing and hunting license, all for fucking free. So
That's fucking amazing.
yep.
Well, if you're ever in Texas, you know the barbecue and guns are two of the focal points of the
Staples.
state. Staples, yeah,
Yes, sir.
of the state. So if you're a disabled veteran, it's even more so because they want to give you all the stuff for free.
Yeah, it's a pretty good deal.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this was one of our podcasts where we just kind of wanted to shoot the shit for a little bit, talk about some of the things that we like.
Yeah.
Great food. If I stand up, you will see how much I really love food.
Yeah.
And guns. And so here in the next couple of weeks, we're gonna have some shows. We got a really good show lined up for the CEO of Napalm is gonna be out here.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun. That'll be a good topic.
Yep. I got a gentleman that is an established radio DJ. He's agreed to come on the podcast and talk with us a little bit. I'm going to put something together again for Warnock to come back and give us some VA updates. And thinking about getting maybe old Lux or
I
Bobby
was gonna
Kitch
say
out
we
here,
get
man.
Lux and Kitch on. I got my boy Rivera, who I served in First ID with up in Kansas, who wants to come on, talk
Yeah.
about some drag racing and stuff. He's building a couple badass rides right now. So yeah, man, we got a lot coming up, guys. Lots of guests. We just got to get everything booked out. So bear with us. Hopefully,
Yeah. So sorry, Tyler, go ahead.
no, I was gonna say, hopefully, we start lining them out maybe once every 2-3 weeks or so. Get somebody on here and just have some good discussion.
Yeah. A caveat to that is we need you guys to give us some reviews, man. We need to hear from you.
Yep.
You guys have come out really strong for us. We're getting some subscribers on YouTube. We're getting some likes and some views. We're also getting some downloads for the podcast, but we're still not getting the reviews. So we don't know really what you guys want to hear.
Yeah, we need
don't
that feedback.
want the feedback. We need to know if what we're saying is interesting. If not, we want to hear that too, because we definitely want to continue doing this thing, and we want you guys to let us know what you want to hear about. So
Yeah,
we can't
I
do that.
promise you're not gonna hurt our feelings. So if we're wasting our fucking time, tell us. Or if there's just a certain topic you'd like to know our opinion on, or just dive into, let us know.
Yeah, I do get sad panda sometimes, Tyler. So my feelings do get hurt.
Okay, you might hurt his feelings, but nobody cares about his fucking feelings. So it's
I have a heart, Tyler. All bullshit aside, please give us the reviews, comment on our videos, let us know what you want, subscribe. It doesn't cost you guys anything to subscribe on YouTube and subscribe and let the video play.
Yeah, I think all you need is a Gmail account, right, to get a YouTube account set up.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, spread the word, people.
Spread the word. The more you guys smash the subscribe button, the more we get to spread on YouTube. The more YouTube recommends our content to other people. And same thing on podcasts. Apple, for sure. You review us, you give us comments. They suggest us to other listeners, and we get to grow. So
yeah, get this info out. Like the VA benefits one and stuff like that. The more people see it, more vets has the potential to help.
So yeah, on that note, guys, we're gonna turn it in for the night.
Call it a night. Yeah. Thanks.
It's been real and it's been fun, but it ain't been real damn fun.
It ain't been real fun. Until next time, everybody.
Until next time.
See ya.
Deuces.